Well, since we're eliminated from EWC and international play is done for the next few months, I was not going to film the video today behind this table. Instead, I was going to go outside. But this is what it looks outside right now. So that's not happening. So let's formally say goodbye to International League of Legends by putting away the table. I can't even tell you the last time they did a standing up video like this. So, before we kick off LCS Summer next week, I do want to take a moment to stop and reflect on the last month or so, including EWC and beyond, and look at some of your comments. Not because I want like the overreactions of anything, but because I want to discuss community sentiment right now, where I stand, clarify a few things, because I did see some people that were a little bit upset, and also some people that were excited. So we're just going to cover the full spectrum of opinion here. First, the reason why we're even able to talk about everything like this is because Sentinels has now been eliminated from the Esports World Cup, getting 2-0'd by KC after getting beat in the upper bracket matchup by Gen G, which they will claim on Twitter and say, it was close. To which I would say, you got beat 2-0 by KC, okay? And probably the most popular comment from my last video talking about Lion getting eliminated was that I'm not being hard enough on teams. And I want to clarify that stance and make it very clear to folks why I have the perspective that I do. First, I want to be clear that it is different between Lion and Sentinels with how I'm walking away from this tournament. For Lion, yes, I do personally give some leniency for the underperformance in this event. Is it excusable? No. I was very clear on that I don't think them getting beat 2-0 by Lowe's here, regardless of whether they're jet lagged or not, is acceptable. Because you look at every Asian team right now, they are also jet lagged. They are also dealing with the same thing. Their floor is just way up here, whereas our floor is down here. The thing with North American League of Legends is that a lot of our tournaments, especially internationally, rely on us getting there a little bit early, boot camping extremely hard, because that is the first time that we get significantly good practice for an extended period of time, and learning and adapting as tournaments go on. Which is why us lasting as long as we did in the tournament is really, really good, and shows that come Worlds, we should be fine to adapt to the meta, to scrim culture, and beyond whenever we get there. But with that, we have to grind and play catch up, which is a whole different stress than what other regions have. Now, the time investment, yes, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that Korean teams and Chinese teams don't work harder than we do. Is it unhealthy? That depends on your perspective. It's a sport. I don't think there's any such thing as like truly unhealthy, barring the obvious limits of like pushing mental beyond what is allowed. But once MSI is done, I'm not going to fault the team that is going to care about Worlds as much when priority needs to be there. Again, I've already said baseline level unacceptable, but what good does it do right now to flip shit on a team that needs a break? To me, I don't think that does any good, because we have historically seen with the LCS that the team that comes from MSI has a pretty massive fall off by the end of summer, mostly because of burnout. And if Lion can take the next 2 weeks and honestly even coast a little bit in their upcoming week's matchup against FlyQuest to make sure that they get some much needed time off before hitting the grand stretch of summer, which extends all the way through the end of November without a break, I'm fine with that. If I sit here and I yell overtly loud at Lion, the players, the organization, and beyond, I think it's a waste of energy. Genuinely, I think it's a waste of energy. Like, for now, take a breather, relax, come back. If Worlds has an underperformance, then yes, we can revisit this conversation later and say, yeah, maybe if you weren't such freaking idiots and actually like understood that you need to push yourself all throughout the year, fine. But until that moment happens, I'm willing to give the break and time off, because I think it's needed, looking at the I don't know, body language, so to speak, of the players. So for Lion, I'm sorry, I'm not going to freak out like that. However, for Sentinels, I will. Because for Sentinels, a 2-0 on behalf of KC is really bad. The only thing that dampens this a little bit, and the reason why I'm not like freaking out in this, is because the expectations for them were not high to begin with. I apologize. Coco's playing with the toy down below. I'm not going to be a dick and take it away from her. Sentinels were the 5th best team in North America, going against the 2nd best team in Europe. we are expected to lose that. When our relative skill is about equal with Europe, yes, we beat them in head-to-head, but overall, we can all be honest and say we're right around the same point. It's not expected for us to be able to beat them. I am severely disappointed with how they looked, personally. Impact looked god-awful, and I think if you're Sentinels, there's no expectation for you to make Worlds. Like, I think this is going to be the only time that we see them on the international stage this year, which is why, like, what? You want me to yell at Sentinels players, be like, you suck? I'm sure Impact knows that after this event. Like, I don't think I have to say all that much. And I'm not going to waste my time because I don't think they're going internationally. Like, it's going to be fun to watch domestically. I hope they level up. I hope they push the other teams. But in no way, in my mind, are they passing the likes of C9 or FlyQuest for that 3rd seed. It's not happening. So it's like, okay, you embarrassed us on the international stage. Fine. You had all this time to prep. And that's the big thing. The difference between them and Lion is that they had weeks to prepare, knowing that they were just going to be playing one best-of-3 series and a few best-of-1s. And to come in and look that off, I mean, that, not a good look. Like, not a good sign going in the summer at all. At least a very sour taste in my mouth, personally. I'm just not looking at, like, I have completely ruined any expectations I have of them in summer, especially whenever other teams made changes, both either at the management level or player level. Like, everybody below them has done something for the most part to make me excited for what's to come. But beyond that, no, I got nothing. Sorry, Sentinels, you've done nothing to excite me. Alexa, stop. So I know this isn't the raging yelling, but again, I just don't think it's of use given the unique situations of both of these, where for Lion, it's worth yelling later. It's worth yelling when it matters, not whenever it's done right now. And for Sentinels, there's no sense in yelling at all because they ain't going to hit the stage again this year. Now, separate from like the EWC results, this was a very positive month and a half of League of Legends for North America, again, beyond this week, that I'm excited for Worlds now. But this did leave a bit of a sour taste in my mouth that I'm going to push a little bit harder come August, come September time, to really make sure that we are improving and like calling out any like bad things that we see on the Rift. Like any mistakes where it feels like there's regression or beyond, like we got to clean it up going into Worlds. Because I personally want to make sure in the capacity that I can, because like I really can't do much, okay? I can't affect these players. All I can do is sit here and talk about what I find entertaining and what I enjoy. But when it comes to Worlds, I wish I could apply more pressure to get these players and management to understand how important this is for us. Like, I know they know Worlds in North America is important, but everybody that I've talked to, brains have immediately flipped after MSI to, okay, it's Worlds time, lead up to Worlds and beyond. And the reason for that is because we have such a sour taste in our mouth from the last time Worlds was in North America. 3-15 is what we went in the group stage. And I know Swiss is different than groups, as people have pointed out on Twitter, but I'm sorry, it was a massive underperformance from us. We looked really bad. And I remember the walk of shame every day being an MSG, going up the side to the press area where Travis Gaffer would look at me and just kind of laugh. And it wasn't nefarious, it was just more pity, but also like, okay, first rodeo, you'll eventually learn. And I didn't. I carried that mentality all the way through because I believe you have to carry that through to the end. If you're a bastion of pride for people, you can't ever lose that pride. Even when it's done, like, then you criticize and you figure out what's going on, but you don't ever lose that face publicly. And I will do that again this year, but there is that part of my heart that is like, okay, we need to put in the work to make sure that nobody has that experience this time around. North American fans shouldn't have to walk past the LPL and the LCK fans that will be in Texas, that will be at this event, and just know like, dude, we really, that's the showing we put on in front of them. I hope the players get it. For a while, I don't feel like we've truly understood the weight and passion that should come with representing the LCS on North American soil. At least I haven't heard that expressed by the players as much. If they're thinking it, I would love for you to talk more about it and share more, even if it elevates the pressure of the moment for you. But the clock and the countdown to Worlds has officially begun. And for the fans, our job is to make sure that we support them, but also offer constructive criticism. You need to know the right times to flame, the right times to support, and beyond. Because again, there's not much we can technically do on a day-to-day basis, but we can make it at least a somewhat pleasurable experience for the guys if they ever do decide to go on social media, or at least encourage them to be more outgoing with their personalities. That's all I'm saying. Touching on League Classic real quick, because that's been a focus of my short form content. All the issues that we had temporarily have been fixed when it comes to the game. The skins, the original version of the skins, are now default available for everybody on PBE, which means that should carry through to live. Most of the kit problems that people had that felt like, okay, why are we like half-assing some of the kits for like Katarina and Twitch and beyond, that's been fixed as well. So there's really not much to note on the League Classic front. I had somebody ask me like, well, why are you still talking about it if you're not playing it? Because people do see me as a source of League of Legends information. Even if I'm not watching something or playing something, I've been told that I am their news source. So I do feel an obligation to make sure, like, if there are problems within the community, that I help voice them, that I help drive change in any way that I possibly can. So I hope that makes sense as to why I've been talking about League Classic a lot in short form content. But even if I'm not going to play it, I hope you all enjoy, because it's going to pass the time for what otherwise will be a very dull season 3 for the most part. Like, there's not going to be much change. The base game stays as it is, which is more similar to old school League of Legends, rather than the Fortnite model that we're in right now, where we are seeing consistent change 3 times a year. But enjoy it, because when that League Next hype comes around, I'm not going to shut up about it, and it's going to be fun. I cannot wait. That's going to be my bread and butter. So this is kind of more relaxing and chilling for me until Worlds comes, and then all hell breaks loose, and then we go directly into League Next. Dude, the next 8 months are going to be so much fun. Talked about the D+ Kia stuff and their underpayments for everything in short form content. There were some people that didn't know that I'm a Team Liquid fan now. Hi. The Harbor will be back on Wednesdays. So starting this Wednesday, you'll have another episode of that for TL fans. We're back officially in the loop. I'm excited to get that kicked off again. The TSM CLG show match, which if you don't know what that is, it's going to be played next Friday between old school TSM players and old school CLG players, and should be a ton of fun. I believe, as the time of recording this, Bjergsen and Doublelift have not been announced. I don't know anything. I'm just guessing. They went top jungle and then skipped down to support. I'm assuming they're going to probably announce Doublelift and Wild Turtle for TSM, and then mid lane will probably be Bjergsen and then Pobelter. That's my guess, and that's why they skipped over mid lane. But that should be a fun way to kick off the summer split. I know there's not going to be as much of a marketing push for summer. The show match will kind of be it as that flushes out, because viewership is going to drop, as it always does for the beginning of summer, and then come back at the end. But I think that's pretty much it in terms of the headlines. If there's anything else, I'll be very active in this particular video's comment section, because I have a half day on the day that this is getting released. So let me know down below. I'll answer anything you got. I need to go work on a media kit for all of my MSI coverage now that everything is officially done, and get that out to see if I can get any sponsors for Worlds coverage, which will be daily anytime that North America plays. And I just want to say again, thank you all for your support. During MSI, I don't think a single video dropped under like 1,500 views, maybe 2,000, close to that. It's been the best performing international tournament I've ever had on a daily basis. And I hope the effort and work that I'm putting into providing coverage for you all and just talking about the things that I find entertaining also keeps you engaged with the product. So thank you all for watching. Thank you to all of those that have subscribed to the channel so far, that have dropped likes on the video and beyond, all the normal creator shit that you say at the end of this. I just want to say that I'm deeply appreciative of all of you. And I'm just excited for Worlds, man. Like, I was looking at this the other day. My entire display here is the Worlds Unlocked boxes from 2023, 2024, 2025. And it is going to be so much fun to fill out this particular one for 2026 and whatever comes our way, because this symbol means so much to me. It's the thing that got me into LoL esports. It is the culmination of our year, and the fact that Worlds Finals is going to be here in my home in New York City, I just it means more. Like, this split, what's about to happen for the rest of the year, means more to me, and I hope that comes through in the coverage. So I'll see you around. Again, Monday will be the David Hahn interview talking about Shopify Rebellion. Wednesday will be the return of the Harbor, and Friday the Pit returns as we talk about all things LCS and kicking off the summer split. I'll see you all. Co-streams. I'm there. I'll be co-streaming every day that I'm not gone for my birthday or a golf tournament. So that's pretty much it. I think that's all the news. That's all the announcements. Anyways, I'll leave you alone. Sorry. See you around. Bye-bye.